Did you have an absolutely horrible time while the South Node was in Scorpio 2021 to 2023? Because we're about to gain some of that power back. Crazy, okay? Come and let's have a chat about the moons for a second. There's a lot of dynamic to this. There's a lot moving. There's a lot of moving pieces. So we're going to break it down one by one. First thing that I'm looking at the charts, right? And I've been looking at the Lilith stuff because Lilith is moving out of Scorpio here soon. And so we're like ending the cycle, and I wanted to get to know a little bit about it just so I can comprehensively communicate to everybody. And I realized Lilith entered Scorpio 2 days before the eclipse in Aries earlier this year. Oh my God, I don't know how I didn't put those pieces together. The South Node that was in Scorpio a couple of years ago, I don't know about you, but I know about me. It kicked my... Yeah, it sure did. It was hard, okay? Granted, I am a Scorpio stellium ruled by Saturn, so there's that. Personal discernment always, okay? And on a general consensus, most people experience hard times during that. Oh boy, okay, so Lilith has been moving sneakily since like October of 2024 to be in alignment with eclipse energy. And earlier this year in March is not excluded from that. We also have, so that's like the first chunk of this information, okay? Big cycles. Eclipses are 18.5-year cycles. Big stuff, which is like, can I even comprehend that long? I'm not that old. Like, I'm older, but I'm not that old. Crazy. Anyways, okay, going back. One of the other things that we have going on in this moon cycle specifically, because Lilith is going to move into Sagittarius on the new moon in Sagittarius, December 20th. So those are buddy. And I'm sure that there's going to be crossovers with other eclipse stuff in the coming years. That is Capricorn related, but we're going to talk about that later. Anyways, moving back to the topic. Saturn, okay, is about to turn around and it's going to go direct. It is going direct basically at the same time that we are having a moon in Pisces, first quarter moon, and our most previous eclipse cycle in September had a Pisces eclipse. Oh my God, okay. Lilith is moving, the Lilith placement and the altar mothers. That's how I relate to the Lilith placement, is it is the feminine powers of shadow, as well as our connection to those unseen mothers that sit at the altar. Also, Lilith is a 9-month transit. Okay, non-ironically. It helps us birth a new feminine self, which I love and I'm grateful for. Going back to the first quarter moon in Pisces, 27th through the 29th of November, Saturn is turning around and going direct at the same time in Pisces. What is about to happen over this cycle? What feminine power have you really claimed? What have you asked for? What have you been working on? I know for me, there's been so much mother wound healing, and I finally am getting to a place where I'm like, oh, you know what? That's kind of behind me. Oh, you know what? I'm kind of done. Am I really done? I'm feeling really done. This is weird. So hopefully you're feeling similarly also. And if not, may it be as easy of a placement as it can be for you. Everybody's at their own place in their journey, right? Good. Okay. So, but also right now we have Pluto in Aquarius. So there's part of me is sitting here wondering, the dark feminine, the altar mother, the goddesses, the unseen spirits of feminine. What are you doing? What are you doing? What you brewing out there? Because clearly it's something. Oh my God. And I also don't know about you, but I know about me and the stuff that the altar mothers and the godmothers and the goddesses have been bringing to me recently. Girl, who? Me? This is a joke, right? No, not at all. They're being very serious, and it's a whole bunch of stuff that's unexpected that I'm like, okay, well, you're not wrong. So I suppose I'll just be strong about it. Jeez, crazy. And you know what? One of the craziest things about Lilith and the shadow feminine stuff that happens in astrology, also, not to mention the 28th, well, we're going to mention it though. I'm going to go back to that in a second. The 27th to the 29th is when we have that first quarter moon in Pisces. Saturn is turning around and going direct. 28th, we're going to have a Venus conjunct Lilith in Scorpio. Something big is happening. Okay. Pluto in Aquarius is going to make it really unpredictable. So just keep a lookout. One of the craziest things, let's go back to that. One of the craziest things to me about Lilith energy and the shadow feminine stuff that can happen, especially as somebody who works with a lot of feminine spirits, one of the craziest things to me is that we have to be wounded by women, by mothers, to be able to understand what our power really is. Does it suck? Oh yeah, for sure. Like, duh, of course it does. But if it didn't suck, we wouldn't have this desire to go and look at it, to work through it, to understand it. They took power from me. Let me go figure out what that power really was. Why did they want it in the first place? And now that I understand that, I can claim it for myself again. Whoa. It's just a wild thing. It's a wild thing that, like, I was thinking about this earlier. Everybody, this is going to get a little bit existential, but I don't care. We're going to talk about it. Thanks for sitting here with me. Everybody suffers a little bit. Like literally everyone. It doesn't matter if you are the most established, privileged, wealthy person in the world, you still have suffering. Isn't that crazy to think about? Isn't that crazy to think about? So much stuff in your life can be set up for success in the physical, in the mental, and the emotional, and the human existence. Okay, existing in a body, there's still gonna be suffering. Everybody suffers. Depending upon who we are and where we come from, that suffering is different. And you know what? Now that I'm sitting here talking about this, compassion around suffering is also such a strange topic. There are so many people who draw so much power from not being compassionate to people who are suffering. First of all, I don't care about that. Secondly, just because we don't understand the suffering doesn't mean we can't be compassionate. Isn't that a crazy thought too? You don't have to understand what a person is going through to be able to look at them and realize they're suffering. You could see it in their eyes, you know? You could see it in their stories, you can see it in their existence, and there's so much, because of these technological devices that we have, there's so much suffering that we are learning about across the world right now. So many people suffering, so many things going wrong, so much of that just blatantly in our face, which good, let's witness it, right? Be a witness to it. I also think that talking about how the wounding, going back to that, talking about how the wounding of things within the feminine energies, and just on a general level too, not to have, other energies be excluded from this because this is inclusionary, valid, and truthful. I think that us witnessing all of that suffering, even though it's like a weird time, strange time in the stories of the people, right? Generationally speaking, to be able to witness so much suffering on a daily basis, it has made so many more people so much more mindful and set so many people up to do so much more work to become even more compassionate in ways that we wouldn't be able to do if we didn't have the access available to us here on the internet to witness the suffering of so many other people. So like, there's always a good in it and there's always a bad in it, Am I saying what's happening in the suffering is right? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Please don't take me out of context. And also, I think the lead into this, okay, here we go. I think we're gonna have some closure in this. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Thank you. If you're somebody who witnesses what is going on in the world and you are able to sit and witness it, and you're able to go back to your altars, you're able to sit with yourself, your altar, right? Us as an altar. And you're saying to yourself, you know what? How can I do more? How can I elevate? How can I help? How can I? The fact that you're even asking those questions, making offerings on behalf of what that would look like in your world, spending time thinking about it, doing ancestral deconstruction and healing and elevation. We're living in a time where, like, this blows my mind to think about sometimes. We're living in a time where, because of the suffering that we're witnessing, the healing that is happening on such a mass level is incomprehensible, because I don't have words for that. It's a crazy thing. And I'm gonna get a little bit more personal in this part. Well, this is a whole tangent at the end. I don't normally go on rants in my videos. Normally I save that for my live streams. But anyways, we're gonna go, a little bit longer. It is what it is. I think about this pretty frequently because of the people that I work with as clients, like in my readings, in my sessions, in my mentorship with people. There are so many people who look like me, okay, who look like this, who come from people who may not have been doing the best and might have been doing the worst, okay? Who are stepping up right now to make sure that within the forms and fashions that are available to them, within the spirit, they can take accountability. I was thinking about this the other day and I was like, it takes a literal crazy person to do that. To decide that you are gonna go to the altar of your ancestors and tell them, hey, all these generations, you're wrong. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna decide to be stronger and stand up and take action, and we're gonna do things differently. We're breaking these cycles. I'm gonna become the person that I know that I can be. You gave a life to me. Now I get to do what I want with it. And if that's to go against the ways and the order that you decided to keep, that's what I'm gonna do. Some things are better kept asleep, and thank you, Spirit, for that. So gratitude, reverence, and love to you. If you've decided in any capacity to pick up the work of elevating yourself and elevating the lineage that you come from and elevating where we're going in the world, and you've decided to witness the suffering and do more and do better, girly, you're doing so good. It's hard work, okay? It's like really, really ridiculously hard sometimes. So to be a crazy person, thanks. Thank you. From fellow crazy person to fellow crazy person. Oh, I laugh about it. Isn't comedy born of tragedy or something like that? So we gotta find humor occasionally, right? Anyways, though, gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep up the brew you do. I will too. That's what it is over here. And I'll talk to you soon. Also true.